Hey. Can you three come up here and help me too? Could you all hold this notebook together? Forgive me if I sound a little stuffy. Earlier this week, a guy came in my face. I got a sinus infection. I don't know, Alex, if that's what happened to you, but it's not easily cured, boys. Just be careful where you. And I also I'm going to use my notes here because although I did not make my Thanksgiving meal with marijuana, I made every single meal today with marijuana. So anyways. All right. How do you guys like this weather? You like our first major snowstorm? Roads were a little bit slippery, right? You guys have good vehicles for that? Yeah. I just bought a Subaru Outback. Of course I did. It did its job. It got through the snow, and now I'm a lesbian. So, okay. And I'm going to pass it on to my daughter, hoping that she's a lesbian. Sorry, stereotypes. You have to be really careful with stereotypes is what I've been noticing recently. Good and bad. Either one. It's just not fair. You're either being kind of shitty or you're giving someone an expectation that they can't really live up to. I got delivery the other day, and the girl came up, and I was filling out my receipt, and I asked her to check my math. She was Asian. She just looked at me like, what? No, I don't know. She didn't know either, and I was like, that's a shitty stereotype that I assumed you were good at math. I apologize. Really fucked up. The other stereotype that's not really fair is dick size. I'm just going to say it. I have been with Jews with huge penises. I have been with Hey, hardly tried. I have been with black men with tiny penises. You get, oh, I know. Oh, it's okay, you guys. He wasn't like sad about it. But I'll tell him that you guys send your condolences. I'm just saying what I learned from all of that, especially girls, I'm talking to you. You cannot judge a cock by its color. Just don't do it. That's a really bad stereotype to get into. Speaking of which, I met this guy a bit ago, and he's a great guy, but he has probably the biggest identity crisis going on possible. He is black and Mexican. He calls himself Blaxican. He spends money like a Jew, and his last name is White. So that was confusing, especially when we figured out that his credit is actually better than mine. He was confused and disappointed at that. I wasn't sure whether he was going to rob me or give me savings advice, so, you know, a little tricky. Clap if the first time you were exposed to porn was through one of your parents' porn stashes. Right? Be it movies or magazines or whatever. You clap now, but have you ever actually thought about that? You were masturbating to the same material as your father or mother. Fucking horrifying. Horrifying. I did the same thing. My first exposure to porn was from my mom's porn stash, and recently I was thinking about that, and I was like, gross. Also, one of my first times so when I turned 18, my mom thought it would be cool to start smoking pot with me. So she pulls out a giant 10-inch black penis pipe. It's the first time she decided to smoke with me. Now, I don't know if she was trying to scare me away from marijuana or penises, but either way, she failed miserably because I smoked tons of pot and love dick jokes. So it's just, she failed. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Have a good night.